Yesterday's nut is tomorrow's oak that held its ground. Kyle Rittenhouse has been declared free on all charges. This case was a case of self-defense. I have been in arguments with leftists all week long about this case, about the verdict, the defense, what's going on in the world. A lot of the stuff I've seen regarding this case is his age and the rifle. That turned out not to be true. This is a case of race. It's a racist man. It's a white supremacist. That turned out to not be true. And then I saw the stupid argument over and over and over again that he shouldn't have been there. That is literally the dumbest argument in the entire face of the planet. The answer to that question is yes, you're right. He probably shouldn't have been there. But also, who else is going to stand up? When adults don't come to the guard of the city, who is going to stand up? Children. Children will be the ones that stand up. And yeah, children do inappropriate and childish things like come up with TikTok usernames that are kind of crazy and go out with people and do okay symbols, even though who gives a crap? He's 17. Of course he's going to be trolling people. What other 17-year-old thing would a male 17 years old is born to troll? It's just part of life. It's part of who you are. It's part of who I used to be. It's the adult in me that keeps me from constantly being a troll to other people and pushing back all the time in that regard. But that argument that he shouldn't have been there is a stupid argument. Because then that same argument can be applied to women that get raped at parties. Yes, they shouldn't have been there. Or maybe I go to work and I get in a wreck and accidentally kill someone. Yes, I probably shouldn't have left at 8:45. I should have left at 8:35. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. This is an argument of self-defense. Was Kyle going around and provoking everything, or was he being chased down and called a mother effer, then a skateboard, which I don't know who needs to hear this, but skateboards are incredibly dangerous. I used to skate every day in high school. I skated every day, and it's not the skateboard. It's not the board itself. The board can be very dangerous. It's the trucks on the board that create harsh damage. The trucks are made out of metal that are created and meant for grinding on rails and holding the body weight and everything like that. These are sturdy things. They're called trucks for a reason. We used to have a saying in the skating community, truck that dude, truck him. It's very, very dangerous. And you could easily kill someone with it. Not only that, one of Kyle's victims also had a firearm that he shouldn't have had. Let's not talk about that. Every argument I heard to put this kid behind bars was idiotic and stupid from the get-go. And now he has the opportunity to fight back, to sue people who called him names, like our freaking president, that use him as a reference to white supremacy. Look at him. He's white. He's got a backwards hat. He's wearing a green shirt and pants. White supremacist. This is what happens when you put people in camps based on how they look rather than their content of their character. You don't just assume something because of the way they look. They're not automatically innocent because they look this way. They're not automatically guilty because they look this way. I know there's a fight back right now with race wars over trying to justify the system, if you will. I've seen people on the court steps of this court hearing weeping and crying over the verdict. And I don't blame them. I blame the media. I blame them for causing a stir. I blame them for making people lose their minds. This is why I don't get about YouTube always trying to, get rid of channels like myself, you independent thinkers, people who are just trying to tell the truth. I'm not here to cause a stir. I don't want my channel to be a channel that makes you just lose your mind for no reason. I want it to be based on truth. I want it to be based on fact. I would do my best to never just rationalize the things I believe, because I don't want my party or my ideology or my narrative to look bad. I want to just look for the truth. And the truth was, Kyle Rittenhouse was now, after a court proceeding, YouTube, justified in his actions, according to a jury. They had all the evidence. They looked it over multiple times. They took longer than a lot of us wanted them to take, for sure. Part of me was like, oh, dear God. Putting a verdict out on the weekend, is that a good idea? But I think Kyle taught us a lot. Oh, another argument I heard was, imagine if Kyle was black. What a stupid argument. If I heard a story about a riot going on in a city, and a young black male, 17 years old, grabbed his friend's AR-15 to go protect his city, to protect a city in which he has family members who he lives with, friends as well, to stop the rioters, I would clap it. Only racist would think otherwise. All right? This is what happens when the left like to try to make you think we think like they think. No. I'm not racist like you. I don't just go, oh, this is acceptable behavior for a white male, not acceptable behavior for a black male. That is the epitome of racism. Maybe we go back to a country where we judge people on the content of their character more than what they freaking look like, and maybe how they vote, and maybe what shirt they're wearing, if they drink Black Rifle coffee or not, if they drive a truck or a Prius, who gives a crap? May their content of their character shine above what they dress like or who they vote for. Even maybe what they say. Kyle taught us a lot about what to do and how to be. I'm encouraging every one of us to stand for something you believe in. We saw an entire summer, as the media like to call it, a summer of love. But in fact, it ruined all our cities because we as adults stood by and did nothing for our communities. So people like Kyle had to stand up and fight. Stand up and protect. Stand up and give people medical attention who may or may not have deserved the medical attention they received. Viktor Frankl, one of my favorite authors, said, between stimulus and response, there is space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. I'm going to say that one more time. I love Viktor Frankl, one of my favorite existential authors. He's fantastic. Always recommend Man's Search for Meaning. If you've never read that, read that book. Between stimulus and response, there is space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. What will you choose if this happens again? How will you respond as a human being? Because in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Or, I'll add to that quote, our hell and our cage. I think you have always in life, you have a choice between freedom, safety, hell, security, cage, freedom, and growth. Freedom and growth is one of the hardest things to do, but it requires hard decisions. Doing things maybe you shouldn't do. Again, I'm not saying should Kyle have been there or no. That is such a dumb argument. It's not even worth taking the time to even talk about. I'm tired of listening to these media companies even use this as a talking point. But that's why you come to places like myself, because you expect the truth. You expect me to tell you how I'm thinking and what I believe, and not just stupid talking points. So you saw today Kyle was free of all charges. Yes, he is free, but is he truly free after what the media did to him, what people still believe of him, even though he's acquitted of all charges? Is he as free as you and me? Can he go to the local Starbucks without people noticing him, people losing their minds at him? No, he's not truly free, though he is free. My encouragement to you is to choose in the space between stimulus and response, is space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and freedom. Choose growth and freedom. Don't choose hell. Have a great day. I appreciate you guys so much. Enjoy your weekend. Kyle is free. I could not believe that happened. And I had been thinking and praying about it all week because I'm worried about the actions of our country. Stand for freedom. Stand for what's right. If you're an adult like me, don't let the kids do the dirty work for us. It's not how adults should act. Quit being a wuss at your work. Stand up for the truth. Quit being a wuss around your friends and family. Stand up for what's right. I'm sick of a generation that is quicker to say no and critique something rather than stand for something, because it's always harder to stand for something. Have a great day. Goodbye.